Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Well, it may not quite yet fully be fall, but we are now for week 2 and in for everything forthcoming here. Fox 12's Friday Night Lights, week 2 already. And while league play looms, interesting non-conference matchups kick us off here. And it's always nice to be invited out to a housewarming. The new look House of the Cards at Lincoln High. The Cardinals' first home game since the end of 2019. The previous 3 years have seen Lincoln log on for quasi-home games at Wells, Cleveland, Jefferson, and the old Marshall campus. The Redbirds hosting Newburgh in a non-league tilt for week 2 at Mike Walsh Field. Jittery first quarter, fumble, block kick. Cards had the ball taken off of them too. Liam Eldridge's attempt tipped and picked by Zadok Bolby. The end of the first half, though, would be so much fun. 4th and 23 for the Tigers. Final minute, 4 guys touched the ball. Eventually, Parker Selder, a sophomore wide receiver, unfurls to Nolan Dykeman, a 42-yard trick play of the day. Newburgh spoils that shindig, 45-0. They'll now go to a low-up, and in a cruel twist of fate, well, the Cards' next home game won't be for a month. I'll play for them kicks off next week at McDaniel. Friday Night Lights in those swank digs of Mountainside High. Keenan Lowe making his home debut as the new leader of the Mavericks out of the Metro League. The Duck alum, resurrected, of course, the Park Rose program. Then he went to work for Chip Kelly. Now he's back home. The Barlow Bruins made the trip to Drip in Beaverton. Scoreless game into the second quarter. Jet Fay, we can sling it to Santori Martino. Nice catch at a gain of 24. That sets up Caleb Perry for the Lemonheads. The touchdown scoring carry, a 7-yard tote. 6-0 Bruins after a missed point after. Now, the Mavericks can pony up on the ground, too, behind their sophomore showstopper, Jordan Hicks. Going to make it 7-6 real quicks. A 58-yard run to pay dirt for the Silver Lids in the old farmlands. The points all came after we moseyed down the road. 34-27 Mountainside. Next welcomes Lake Oswego to their home turf. Rivalry for the Bruins at Gresham. And a few miles down, Roy Rogers, home opener to the new Palace for the Bowman in Sherwood. After feeling like they let one go to Clackamas a year ago, those wrongs righted against the Cavs. Pacific Conference champs who made the 6A quarters last year were up 29-0 in the third quarter. But that's Clackamas on the defensive attack. Keaton Williams, those linebackers are athletic. Return to the 5, but the Bowman would then bow up and not allow anything from it. Now, Sherwood's senior quarterback, Kaysen Covert, runs Coach Gribble's wing tee operation to a tee. Covert taking some improv lessons, a 17-yard keep to keep on pressing on that fourth quarter. That would set up this Jacob Miller time, the goal line plug. Start that running clock. 36-0. Sherwood gets it done and draws a stiff test now next Friday with the defending 5A champs from Summit at a Bend. Clackamas back home Thursday with David Douglas. And nobody, and I mean nobody, has more energy on local morning TV like my guy Joe V. Prior to taking off to his beloved Pullman for the Cougs home opener, Joe joined the Central Catholic Rams on Good Day, Oregon.
Welcome to Central Catholic High School. It is the home of the Rams. It's Friday. That means it is football time. Folks, we got a big game tonight. We're talking Central Catholic versus Jesuit. If you know anything about high school athletics in Oregon, you know this is one of the biggest rivalries in the entire state. How are you guys feeling as you head into this big game? All right. There's a lot on the line. You know, these two teams met last year in the state playoffs. I can't remember who won between Jesuit and Central Catholic. I guess Central Catholic won. To get you ready for the big game once again, let's get it going. Let's get the Central Catholic fight song to get pumped up. Oh boy, there's nothing like a big rivalry game, and we got one, a good one tonight. It's game time. That'll wrap it up from Central Catholic. Let's send it back to you in the studio.
Well, second-ranked CCHS number 5 Jesuit with the private school powers playing their first games against Beaver State opponents and meeting for that first time since the state semis where those Rams won by a field goal. It was a touchdown pass that got us started for the home team. Jesuits' Trey Cleland, little misdirection, finds Matt Eilers a touchdown and a Crusader lead. No point after, though. The Rams then threw the return blow in the follow-up. Tyson Davis busts loose, little bob, little weave, about a 30-yard stitch up the stitch. 7-6 Rams, early second second quarter. Then about 6 minutes later, facing 4th and 9 from the 22, go ahead and get all of it and more. Crew Newman loops a jump ball to Landon Kelsey, the transfer from Ridgefield, coming down with that pill. 22 yards in, 14-6 for the Rams. Now, Newman has been the starters in sophomore year and might be the best quarterback all around here. He would give in for a 34-yard score, and then this is the backbreaker. Timmy Mitchell, final minute of the half, making plays, a 51-yard return for score to rack up 28 second quarter points, and that would be far more than they would need. Gavin Dunn, some fodder for the linebackers in the film room. Pick it, play it, let it go. Rams win it. 28-6. They'll begin Mount Hood Conference play Thursday in Sandy. The Satyrs will be at the reigning state champs from West Lynn on Friday. And our big game has been going on since 1981. Glencoe, Hillsborough High. Fox 12's Jeff Lindblom is live from Hare Field. They placed the 5A Spartans, 6A Crimson Tide. Both call home, Jeff. How'd it look tonight?
Nick, it was a lot of fun. This is my first time doing Friday Night Lights, and let me just start off by saying what an absolute rush. But I was just listening to Joe V, and he sounds like he was at a rivalry game, and I was also at a rivalry game tonight. If you can look over here, these stands right now, they are empty. But just moments ago, those were full of Hillsborough High Spartans fans. And then right over this way, these stands now empty, of course, but just moments ago, they were also full of Glencoe Crimson Tide fans. And Nick, I got to tell you, give me a really fun one. You guys check it out. Here's some highlights.
It's a rivalry and a kickoff to the home team. Returned for a few and a long drive until Tavon Banky connects with number 6, Matt Salzman, defending their home field and drawing first blood. But it wasn't long before the Crimson Tide swept them back with a drive of their own. All it took was 2 plays, and Trevor O'Leary can't help but ask, can he catch me? Nope, no one can. Tied up at 7. Can he do the hanky-panky deja vu with Salzman? Lawson Ashenfelter says, I don't think so. No more scores in the first quarter, but a slow second quarter gets fast when Colby Stampley does some fleeing of his own, asking O'Leary who's faster. Tide sweep away the first half, 7-14. The second half proves that Tide's only going to get stronger, and you don't want to get caught in the water. Fresh meat Lucas Culbertson throws this one to the moon, and Aiden Beauchamp is in orbit and snags that one for first blood in the second half. And it doesn't stop there as Stampley's at it again, wondering who can catch me. This time, well, someone can, but not for long, as he does end up finishing the job. The Spartans are getting washed out, and the score, 28-7, favors the Tides. It's a lot more of the same as Fresh Meat connects with Fresh Legs. Number 24, Malik Smith, he'll ask the same. Can anyone catch any of these guys? Well, seems the Spartans can't. That makes 42-7. The Spartans will score once more. Final score, 42-14 in this rivalry matchup. Stampley's runs, well, he says you can just call him the Hulk.
I just bring anger. I'm just angry when we're gonna run. That's all I do. Just think what makes me mad and I go. We knew that we were better. We knew this was our field.
Nick, what a fun matchup between those two teams, especially in the first half, fighting over this field here. Hare Field it is. And I'll tell you what, just between you and me, I hope Paulina doesn't show up for any more of her shifts, because I think I might claim Friday Night Lights for my own. Nick, back to you in the studio.
We'll see you next Friday. Game of the night in West Clark County. Skyview up to number 4 in the 4A ranks of Washington. The Storm following up at season opening win over Jesuit with a foe closer to home in Columbia River Rapids right into Keegan's Bowl. The Storm kept on swirling from a week ago. Senior quarterback Jake Kennedy moves and sees fellow senior Cameron Crooks right past our Paul Strunk. 43-yard Skyview touchdown play. Trey Jacob now makes a television show. The senior pops in for 6 more. It's 14-0 for the Navy Blue. That veteran group up front really had their own real estate and did everything they wanted to. Trey Jacob, another short yard situation, 21-0. River rowing for a rally. That means you got to get some yards and some points back through the air, and sometimes that means the high man wins here. Micah Robinson with the great INT on their own 39. One of 3 picks for Skyview in the first half. They rarely ever fail to capitalize. Kennedy in full command, remote control for himself and the whole squad. Seconds before the half ends, though, Kennedy never wanted to waste a moment. Crooks outruns the curl route, curls in, keeps his balance with one arm, explodes in. 18 yards. Well, they really impress again. 49-point shutout. Skyview's 3-game homestand continues now with Bothell, while conference play begins for River at Mark Morris. And they love Friday Night Lights in Ridgefield. Who doesn't love a sputter? King Spud, Mountain View. The blue and orange land of the Sputter Stadium. Thunder rolled all night long. Cash Cook grilling and chilling, flipping burgers back there, served Aiden Nicholson. Think his blockers, too. Some extra cheese nearly gets in. Next play, Jaden Brown around the right and pushes up straight. 2-yard opening TD for MBHS. Later first, Cash Cook scrambling. Short pass. Boy, big gain here. Akili Camus. The officials don't blow the whistle. You're still up. Akili's a smart kid. Get up and go. 43 yards is 14-0. More from Cook now. Darts right, finds a dime to the nickel man. Nicholson, a 45-yard connection. And then we got second quarter. Brown again. What can he do for you? We'll take the midfield feed and peel off a 52-yard slice of the Spuds. 49-24 the end. The Thunder next draw Union and McKenzie. Well, the Spudders open up conference play now at Hawkinson. Return of the Mac and McKenzie. Friday night daylights from the Mac in Vancouver. Hawkinson, Evergreen to kick off that doubleheader. First quarter, James Bethune, the Plainsman, gets that scoring going, a 5-yard touchdown. And later first quarter, how about Evergreen Bowl in the 31? Bethune runs near field, finding gaps, nearly finding the end zone. A great uniform matchup, 26-yard pickup down to the 5. Next snap, same dude. Bethune lowers and gets in. 14-zip Plainsman. Second now. Evergreen, another possession, facing third down, no problem. Jaden Christ drops back and finds Terrence Cyron, who leaps for that reward. From there, 11, 3 snaps, Mark Williams Jr., the payoff there. The half all about defense, though. Evergreen, 7 takeaways, including this one. Ja'Kai Clardy knows how to party there. Taketh, giveth. 36 yards later, a pick 6. That gold fleck numbers, they post 62. Now go to Kent Lake. The Hawks will host Ridgefield. Back in Oregon, the 5A classification is stacked, and there may be no greater grouping than the Mid-Willamette Conference. The number 3 Silverton Fox is hosting rival Woodburn as the Bulldogs sniffed out the foxhole on McGinnis Field. Sawyer Teeney is some kind of magic behind the line. They do work, too. He pulls the strings, too. Elijah Howard, Happy Hands Club. 21-yard strike for that junior combination. Their seniors want to get into. Tyler Pullion, another receiving in from a bomb from Teeney. 30 yards, 14-zip. You know they bring that defense tough in Silverton. Bulldogs just handled all night. Teeney, a third time on the night, eludes them dogs and throws that tight end, Brody Quincy. Always open, right? Big kids always win. Woodburn's third straight road game now will open the season Friday at West Albany. Meantime, Silverton remains home for a third straight home game. Central comes to town with that big win there. The Dallas Dragons out for win number 1 of the capital city, but nothing ever comes easy against royalty in the kingdom of the McKay Royal Scots. Dallas has that cool kid, Jack Strange, a first down run for DHS. It would lead to a score and a 22-12 advantage of the great uniform matchup. The Dragons pad the lead. Isaiah Mosley walking free. It's 29-12. Dallas eats some clock, eats some yards in that ground attack. Here's Eli Hess. Makes that chain gang move a little bit. Boy, bringing everybody with him. It's a team-involved game. Xavier Webster then gets in for the 10-yard score. 36-18 Dragons the final. Dallas fires it back up home now with Lebanon. McKay welcomes South Albany. How about a blackout and a day from Century High in Hillsboro? Jaguars out of Wells in the home of the Jags. They growl first. That family connection. Johnny Ellis, Aiden Ellis, a 1-yard scoring connection. Slick. Easy does it. How about the kids on the prowl for the Guardians? Yeah, boy. Griffin Scott around the corner and in for the score. 18-7. After a successful 2. Second quarter, more from I to B. Matt Carter trucking 41 yards to the junction where they give you 6 points, plus another 2. A wild one. Wells claims victory, 46-43. The Guardians get back home to host Grant. Century goes now to Oregon City. The best caught by Fox 12 cameras gets computed and spits out the 6 picks. Plays of the week. We'll roll out the ultimate highlight reel on Sunday night during the 10 o'clock news. And if you happen to catch a cool play from any angle you were at in the stands, just take a shot of that code on the screen, submit it, and we can show it here on Fox 12's Friday Night Lights. Still to come, what about Thursday? A recap of what we caught on film a night ago in Estacada, St. Helens, Beaverton, Westview. Plus, still 2 more weeks of summer. savor it. We'll throw it back to those never-ending days with the Babe Ruth World Champs from Portland. The Kings of the Diamond on our high school spotlight. And we'll reconnect with Jeffrey in Hillsboro for a little bit of history at Hill High. You put it on the board. Fox 12's Friday Night Lights returns after this.